On May 25th, 1979, the afternoon sun hung calmly over O'Hare International Airport. It was the start of Memorial Day weekend, and the terminals were filled with families heading on vacation, business travelers rushing to meetings, and flight crews moving with practiced confidence. Among the departures that day was American Airlines Flight 191, a wide-body McDonnell Douglas DC-10 scheduled to fly from Chicago to Los Angeles. It was supposed to be routine. It was supposed to be ordinary. Instead, it became one of the darkest chapters in American aviation history. Passengers settled into their seats. Overhead, bins clicked shut. Flight attendants completed final checks. In the cockpit, Captain Walter Lux and his crew prepared for takeoff. The weather was clear, visibility was strong, and there were no storm warnings or signs of danger. At 3:02 p.m., the powerful engines roared as the aircraft accelerated down runway 32R. To those watching from the terminal windows, it looked like any other departure. Seconds after liftoff, disaster struck. As the DC-10 climbed into the sky, the left engine suddenly tore away from the wing. It didn't merely fail internally, it separated completely from the aircraft.
What was that?
Witnesses later described seeing the engine flip upward over the wing before crashing onto the runway. In that violent motion, hydraulic lines and electrical systems were ripped apart. Even more critically, the leading edge slats on the left wing, essential for maintaining lift at low speeds, retracted unexpectedly due to the damage. Inside the cockpit, the pilots felt a heavy jolt. Warning lights illuminated the panels. They knew they had lost an engine, a serious but manageable emergency for a tri-jet like the DC-10. What they couldn't see was the silent aerodynamic imbalance forming outside. The instruments did not clearly show that the left wing was rapidly losing lift. Without that lift, the aircraft began to roll left. For a brief moment, the plane continued climbing. To observers on the ground, it seemed unstable but still airborne. The nose pitched slightly upward as the crew fought to maintain control. But the aircraft was only about 300 feet above the ground, barely enough altitude to recover from a stall. As speed decreased, the damaged left wing stalled first. The roll became uncontrollable. The DC-10 banked sharply, nearly 90 degrees, exposing its belly to horrified witnesses below. 31 seconds after takeoff, at 3:04 p.m., Flight 191 crashed into an open field near a trailer park just beyond the airport boundary. A massive fireball erupted into the sky. Thick black smoke billowed upward, visible for miles across Chicago. All 271 people on board were killed instantly, along with 2 individuals on the ground. In less than a minute, 273 lives were lost. The nation was stunned. How could a modern jetliner fall from the sky on a clear afternoon? There had been no storm, no mid-air collision, no sign of sabotage. The tragedy felt sudden and incomprehensible. Investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board began combing through the wreckage. What they uncovered was both technical and deeply human. The engine had not detached because of a design flaw during flight. It had been damaged months earlier during maintenance. Instead of removing the engine and its supporting pylon separately, as recommended by the manufacturer, maintenance crews used a forklift to remove them together. The shortcut saved time, but placed extreme stress on the attachment structure. Tiny cracks formed in the metal. They went unnoticed. On that May afternoon, as the aircraft rotated for takeoff, those cracks gave way. The engine tore free. In tearing away, it severed hydraulic lines and damaged critical systems. The left wing slats retracted. reducing lift at the exact moment the aircraft needed it most. The crew had no clear warning that the wing was stalling asymmetrically.
And the thrust link needs more
Within
tolerance.
seconds, physics overpowered training.
Check the main spar joint.
Behind every statistic was a life interrupted.
Good. Verify torque.
Families in Los Angeles waited at arrival gates that would never see their loved ones emerge.
Effective immediately.
Children lost parents. Parents lost children. Friends lost friends. Entire communities mourned together. The grief stretched far beyond Chicago's city limits. In the aftermath, all DC-10 aircraft in the United States were temporarily grounded. Airlines reviewed maintenance procedures. Inspection standards were strengthened. Oversight became stricter. The tragedy forced the aviation industry to confront uncomfortable truths about shortcuts and systemic oversight. From immense loss came reform that would influence safety protocols for decades. Today, air travel is considered one of the safest forms of transportation in the world. That safety is built on lessons written in tragedy. Flight 191 serves as a solemn reminder that aviation depends not only on advanced engineering and skilled pilots, but also on discipline, transparency, and unwavering adherence to procedure. On a clear afternoon in 1979, what should have been an ordinary journey lasted only 31 seconds in the air. The memory of those 273 lives endures, not just as a record of catastrophe, but as a call to vigilance. Their story is not only about how a plane fell from the sky, but about how an industry was forced to rise, change, and promise that such a moment would never be repeated.